Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming for today's talk. I think today's afternoon, great to actually see you down here virtually. And in this coming half an hour, what we will have is quick sharing, and then we will actually leave time for good Q&A for students with international qualification. Be it you from either you're from Hong Kong or you're from outside of Hong Kong who are using international qualifications to enter the university. This is probably the sessions that will it's the best place for you to ask questions. And today with me, Charmaine and Ivy, both of them. Charmaine is actually our recent alumni, and Ivy is a current student from the visual arts. They will share with you some of the experience down here at HKVU, and also their life throughout the 4 years that they experienced in the university. Moving on next, today just I would like to actually raise up down some ground rules. What will actually happen is I will actually share for about 5 to 8 minutes from the start. And then Charmaine will talk about her life, and then Ivy will also share her U life with you. And then after that will be the question and answer sessions. So if you have any questions, feel free. You can start entering any questions right now in the Q&A tab. So just go on to the Q&A tab in Zoom and then raise your questions. And later on, we will have about 10 minutes at the end to answer any questions that's actually raised today. The whole BBT won't cover very extensively on a lot of data because for international qualifications, there's just too many. So I would like to urge you to have any kind of very direct questions to be typed into the Q&A, and we'll actually share a bit more later on. So Hong Kong, for those of you who are not in Hong Kong, I think most of you are in Hong Kong who are looking at this. Hong Kong is actually, why coming to Hong Kong is really for the opportunities down here in Hong Kong. And to be in the universities in Hong Kong, from most of the programs that we are talking about, we pushes a lot of students out to experience the world in terms of both exchange and in terms of both internships. So we hope to, through various different channels or different programs that we offer, will actually give you a head start into your career later on. And we really do hope that for those of you who are not in Hong Kong, that come to Hong Kong. Hong Kong is really a combination of metropolitan and nature. And in fact, a lot of our students down here, when they actually do their weekends, they will go to a lot of nature hiking trails. For one example, the students on the right, it's actually sitting at Lion Rock, and the Lion Rock hiking trail is just walking distance from our campus. So about Hong Kong Baptist Universities, we are founded in 1956, and we are one of the oldest university in Hong Kong. And we teach in English, so do not have to worry if your mother tongue or your language that you have in your secondary education is actually not Chinese. It's perfectly fine, and we are very student faculty focused, and in fact we have one of the lowest student faculty ratio among universities in Hong Kong. Our current student faculty ratio is actually lower than 14:1. In fact, it's the actual figure is around 13.5:1. So you can see that we have a lot of faculties, and that will actually means that most of the classes will be conducted in smaller classes that will give you a chance of more interactions. And we are also a very liberal arts oriented universities. We offer a lot of arts oriented subjects like music, from what you actually see in the video just now, music, film, sports management, all the way to visual arts. And those will give you, even if you're not taking any major directly, for example, in music, you are welcome to actually do a minor and take up some subjects within this arts discipline. The universities actually have four themes. Apart from getting you ready for the world, we are pushing our students on four fronts. The first one is creativity. Just now I actually shared we have a lot of creative subjects at the university at your disposal. So you can actually choose any of these programs as your minor. And we do also have other challenges or other programs like Dream Big to enable you to be creative and learn to be creative and inspire you to achieve more, because we found that that's actually the way forward in today's world. For innovation, there's a lot of research. If you just log on to the HKBU portal, you will actually see that we have a lot of research that outputs that are going all the way to really become a product. Recently, we also actually have a lot of COVID-19 related research projects and also related apps that are actually pushed out to the market. For global, we are pushing our students. For those of you who are not from Hong Kong, especially when you come to Hong Kong, this is already one place quite different for you already. But for all the students that actually come to HKBU, we want them to go out and experience the world through a lot of different schemes. Most notably, it's our student exchange programs. So I think both Charmaine and Ivy will share with you the experience in student exchange as well. And then apart from that, we also have a few double degree programs that offer a combined 2-year plus 2-year curriculums that enable you to have Hong Kong's experience and also experience of another universities overseas. And then at the end of the day, you actually get 2 degrees, one from Hong Kong and one from overseas. Last but not least, I think be caring. It's actually, if you are in Hong Kong, I'm pretty sure that you will know that HKBU is about being caring. And we are one of the first university that pushes whole person educations, being that we do not want you to only be a specialist or a high achiever in your specific discipline, but we want you to actually bring that to the community. So all in all, this fall, we have a lot of different programs within the university that support these 4 domains. I think one of the best examples, you can actually go out onto our virtual platform today, both in terms of creative domains. There's actually a lot of things like our creative space, like Triangle, that they are exhibiting some of their projects down there. And then we also have YOLO, which is actually the international exposure for our students. Our international office is also preparing a lot of contents in that particular area. And then also Be Caring, we do a lot of service learning. And we push our students to go out not only to do service learning in Hong Kong, but also to do service learning overseas as well. And research and entrepreneurial, feel free to go and check it out. We have entrepreneurship major within the business school that you can also choose from. So just now I actually mentioned double degree. So we run a few double degree. Today we also have a lot of talks geared towards double degree sharing. So for example, we work with Simon Fraser. For those of you who would like to have an experience in Canada, we work with Simon Fraser to deliver a double degree in mathematics and statistics and actuarial science. We also have collaboration with Kominsky. Kominsky is one of the top university in top business school in Poland. For you to actually experience something else. We also run 2 programs from the communication schools with one is MU, is University of Missouri in US, and also one double degree with University of Queensland in Australia. So this span across all different continents in the world that you can take a look and consider if these choices are really good one for you. Our programs actually span across 7 faculties and schools. So from the Faculty of Arts, Chinese Medicine, Science, Visual Arts, Business, Communication, and Social Science. Today, all of them are among the exhibited. So the best way to explore different programs is to go to those program groups directly. So if you have not done so, take the chance in the afternoon to go into one of these faculty groups to understand more about the program in specific. And I'm pretty sure that you'll be amazed by some of our faculties and also some of the things, the niche programs that we actually offer at HKBU. For admissions, Simply, I think since this morning, I actually noticed quite a number of questions from non-JUPAS applicants asking questions like, do I need IELTS or TOEFL? Do I need what kind of things that I will need? Do I need how many subjects do I need in GCE A levels? So just to sum it up all, basically when you look into admissions requirement, just the first point to check out is actually the admissions office website. If you just type after the event, you can actually just type admissions HKBU and you'll find our website that explains all the university entrance requirement. So that university entrance requirements will make up of 3 parts. One is actually the university entrance requirement, which encompassed an English proficiency requirement because we teach in English. And then you have to also look into the program specific requirement. For example, some programs like English, they will have slightly higher English requirement than other programs within HKBU. So the best to check, you can also check with us after the event, after this particular sessions. We will get back to you one by one in any programs that you would like to inquire. Application is actually very simple. So online applications already started. So all students who are planning to enter the universities in 2021 September, which means next September, in 1 year's time, applications actually started now. So you can take your time. The application period will actually span from now all the way until May. So during this period, we encourage you to actually apply early to use whatever qualifications that you have right now. For example, if you are from the IB curriculum, you may not have your final marks yet. So what we will actually do is to get your counselor to submit a predicted score for you in the application systems. And we will start reviewing your applications right after you submit. So just as I said, there's actually 3 rounds of application. Now until November is our early round. Our main round of application is December and January, and an extended round all the way until May next year. So the qualifications entrance requirement, this is the basic. If you're coming from IB, we will need a full IB diploma to be entered. And if you have SAT, then the minimum SAT requirement for us is 1190 out of 1600. And if you are using an American curriculum and you take AP, so we will need at least a grade 3 in 2 subjects. And in ACT, composite scores of 23, which is equivalent to 1190 in the SAT. For GCE, I understand maybe there are a few of you who are actually coming from GCE. We will need 3 AL subjects, or if you have taken AS subjects, 2 AS subjects will be in place for 1 AL subject. So it's 2 plus 2 if you are taking AL and AS. So others, just as what I say, please refer to our admissions website. And for English requirements, those of you just now, I think there are a couple of questions that ask, do I need English if I have already gotten GCE? So the answer down here is that if you are coming from, if you are applying with IB, if you are, and you have scored a grade 4 in IB English A or IB English B, the requirement will be, if you got a 4 in English A, and then get a 5 in English B, then you will not need an additional IB TOEFL IELTS. And then if you are from GCE A level, if you have a grade E or above in your GCE AS or AL English, then we can actually waive. We do not have to submit TOEFL or IELTS. But if in any case you have already done TOEFL or IELTS, you may actually supplement them with your application as well. So you're welcome to actually submit all informations that you have taken or you have actually scored to us for applications. And for TOEFL, we will require IBT of 79 and IELTS academic of overall band 6. So for my part, I want to end it here. But I do understand there are some questions with regards to qualifications, so we can actually take it into the Q&A. But right now, I would like to leave the time for Charmaine and Ivy to share with you the experience at HKBU. Charmaine, your turn.
Hi. So, hi everyone. I will quickly pull up my share screen. So, hi everyone. I'm Charmaine. I graduated last year. I'm born in Singapore, but well, I'm half Singaporean, half Hong Konger. I've been raised in Hong Kong. So, I'll share a bit of my admissions process and my experience in HKBU. So I went to Singapore International School, then Caleb British International School, and I took GCE A level. So I went to the non-JUPAS route when it comes to application. So it's really simple, like what Frank was saying. It's an online portal, and you use your predicted GCE grades because your actual grades are not out yet during application. Then HKBU admissions would go through your grades and everything and see whether you would be offered an interview and eventually an offer letter. A bit about my major. I studied in the communication school. My major was organizational communication. It's a pioneer course in Asia where they kind of integrate both media, entertainment, management, studies and critical thinking, team building, and more into the course. The curriculum is a really strong blend of like theory and practical applications. For example, you learn business side of things, and at the same time, more communication based, like interpersonal or small group like courses. So apart from academics, there are scholarships and extracurricular activities that you can be a part of. Let me begin with scholarships. I was offered 2 scholarships. One, they're both listed on the PowerPoint. So one is China Review News Agency Scholarship. The other is Asia One Scholarship. So you can choose to apply for scholarships. And if you don't, you can also get a chance of being nominated. I was nominated for both scholarships. So there are fair chances for everyone, academic achievements, at the same time, extracurricular achievements. So for non-academic programs that you can join or be a part of if you're interested are like peer tutoring programs for English. You can be a part of the student ambassador, student talent in HKBU, where you help HKBU recruit students or promote HKBU to tell people more about your course or your experiences in HKBU. And there's definitely student clubs like ISAC and TED as well in BU that you can be a part of. I was also an MC for more than 10 high key events for HKBU. Next, I'll be talking about my exchange and internship experience. Like I've mentioned, I was born in Singapore, but I've never actually studied in Singapore much. So I wanted to go back to Singapore for exchange. So I went to Nanyang Technological University in Singapore to see how it feels like to be a part of like my cohort, but Singaporean. So I had a really good time in NTU. It was very academic driven, but everyone was really nice and it was a very good experience, like a bit of taste of my second home. And internship wise, I went to Hong Kong TVB, Television Broadcast Limited, and Rico Hong Kong. They're both really different. They give me a really different job position, job role, and like the job nature is completely different because for TVB, I was in the non-drama production team, whereas for Rico, I was in the human resources team. So you can see that for organizational communication, which is the major that I I took, it prepares you for both to take on different roles in life. Like after you graduate, it really gives you a lot of options, whereas what you can apply for in terms of jobs, entertainment, business, or the industry, public relations, or even up to like human resources, corporate communications, and more. And this is my career prospect. I finally graduated last year, so I wanted to do masters in the UK, but that did not happen because of COVID. And so right now I'm an MC, a part-time MC and program host in Singapore. And on the left, you can see a bit of a screenshot of what was happening when they were filming with me. And I'm also a new entrepreneur. I'm planning to open a cafe in Singapore. So I am in the process of doing that. So yeah, I'm now a cafe owner as well. So this is my sharing for today. If there's any questions, you can definitely leave it in the Q&A section, and I'll pass the time to Ivy now. Thank you.
Thank you, Charmaine. Now it's my turn to do my part of the sharing. So hello everyone. So my name is Ivy, and I'm a year 4 Academy of Visual Arts student. Well, I applied through Baptist University through a non-JUPAS route because I used to be an IB student in high school. I graduated from Logos Academy in 2017, and I would like to introduce you some what is the process that I went through when I applied through a year 1 non-JUPAS route. So what I did at the time is the IB results were not out yet. So if I had to apply through BU, I had to submit my predicted grades at the time. And after the entire interview process, I amended with my final grades. And for English proficiency, I did reach the requirement with IB English. However, I still took IELTS and submitted my final score. And because in some departments, if you have a higher score that's high enough, and if you submit it, it will give you actually a huge advantage of getting into BU. So to summarize what my process of admission was like, is that first I had to submit an online portfolio with 4 artworks and an essay. And then after reviewing my online portfolio, at around March, the school has sent me an invitation to do a test and an interview, which I had to do an artwork response to another artwork. And then at the same day, I was invited to do an interview with 2 professors and an alumnus. Then after reviewing my admission process, they told me that I had to fulfill a conditional offer, which means in my final IB score to meet a certain score, and if I submit, I reached it, then I can get in. So that is what my process was like. So after that, I actually did enjoy the lives that inside my program and outside. So I like to introduce the outside part first. Is my whole life. We'll start from there. So in BU, you can live in 4 different kinds of residential halls. There's 4 you can choose from, and depend on your personality, some may be more suitable. I'm a more passive person, so I lived in Joe Hall at the time, and I registered for a 2-person room. So this is what a 2-person bedroom would look like, and I think that it's actually quite convenient, and it's because it's closer to the lounge area, and it's easy for me to find the hall tutor, and it's very convenient, and I think it's quite simple even for this hall. And inside there are a lot of activities and competitions that were planned by the hall tutor. So for example, like singing competitions that is organized each year, and floor decoration competition, which means that you have to design some sort of decor for your hall, and then you compete with each floor. Then that's how the activities go. And they also like plan a lot of gatherings, which is specifically for certain festivals like Chinese New Year, Christmas, or maybe even like your birthday for that certain month, and they will invite you to have cake together. And and also they will you're invited to take floor photos with your peers, with your floor mates. And I can say that the entire experience is actually quite funny. But even if you do not join some of these gatherings, it is still fine. The hall tutor and the other floor mates are quite open-minded. And if you're not really into socializing with the floor mates, you can also like enjoy some of the facilities in residential halls. So I played some like board games, snookers, and played darts in the first floor. So overall, the experience is well, even for me as a passive person, I really enjoyed it, and I did join some of their gatherings, and I feel like it's quite warm and welcoming to both the local and the non-local students around. And I actually do enjoy experience and would recommend it. And as for extracurricular activities, I joined some of the interest clubs and some of the other activities, which I will share my top two. So the first one is Archery Club, and it is organized at around Joint School Court or some other areas outside of BU. And that's where I feel like I get to meet people from other departments, and I feel I really fit in. And it's actually great. And that's also where I gained the new skills of shooting arrows. And now I actually really enjoy archery. And I think the experience where the school actually can organize the inter-university archery tournament, IUAT, which you get to compete shooting arrows with people from other universities. And I think the experience actually is quite new, and it's very it's very it's really fun for in my opinion. I joined an archery club when I was in year 2, and I did not know how at the time. Now I still am a member at this club after 2 years. Yes, so this is what the training are like. And the second one I like to introduce is cultural literacy program, which I would actually recommend both the visual arts and non-visual arts students to join if you're curious about art, because there are a lot of workshops that this organization can organize. So example like the glass engraving, something like that, or the Chinese steel engraving, or some others like coffee soaps and sand art. And these some of these activities can be planned at school, but you can also go to JCCAC, which is at Shekit May. That's also by BU. And back to inside the program, I can introduce a bit of the VA programs and some of the courses that I took. So it's glass blowing is an example, and only BU is the only university where there's a glass studio. You can learn it, and you can if you're not a VA student or you do not plan to, you can still join it as a GE course. And if you're more of a 2D person, you can try screen printing. So it's actually quite interesting. And in 3 years, I feel like there are a lot of opportunities I could take. And as for academic advisors, it may vary from different departments, but in my case, at least, I was assigned advisors each year, and I had to see them at least 3 times. But I feel like the teachers are quite open-minded and quite accepting, which they would discuss with you a lot of like, how are you adjusting to U life, or are there other paths that you would want to go for, like exchange program? Are there career paths you want to go? Do you want to take minor degrees? And they will also see if your mental health is okay or not. They will give a lot of tips and advice on how you can adjust. So overall, that's how my experience is going for the last 3 years, well, including now. And I would say if you are planning to apply for BUs, well, I would say good luck, and I hope if you do get in, I hope you do enjoy the experience like I did. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ivy. We don't have a lot of time, but I hope to actually answer any questions that you might have in the next maybe overrun another 2 to 3 minutes. And I got one question that I would like to answer live, that students applying with a high school diploma, is there a cutoff for GPA or final grade average? The answer is no. We do not have any cutoff because GPA from a high school diploma actually varies from school to school. So what we will do is we will actually look at each of this diploma on a case-by-case basis, and we will determine. And for all our missions on the non-JUPAS road, we do it on a holistic basis. So not only your academic qualification will be actually reviewed, we will also, some programs will also be required an interview. And then also we will look at some other things that have you actually done any, say, learnings and outside of learning activities within your high school time. And okay, so Hillary, have another question. How many students are from non-JUPAS every year? Well, the answer from that, it's very hard to answer. there are actually quite a lot of students. In fact, this year we have been admitting more and more students from the non-JUPAS route. But every year we'll, on a whole, we still admit a lot of students, with the majority of the students from the JUPAS route, because of those Hong Kong students who are actually coming in. But there are also more and more local Hong Kong students and also international students that come into the universities through non-JUPAS route. So basically, I would say how many students that actually apply will not affect your chance of getting admissions. The only thing is how fit you are into our program that actually affects that will actually affect your admission chances. So any other questions before we round up the day? If not, I think that will be, our sessions will actually end here. Thank you, Shamin, and thank you, Ivy. But we will still be around, you know, after the whole the sessions. You can also reach us by going into the admissions group and also essay group. Just now I actually noticed some questions about student ambassador programs. We do actually have a booth with student ambassadors. You can ask them directly what will actually lead you into our student ambassador programs, and they will give you first-hand answers. So thank you for attending. And if you have any questions further to these sessions, please drop by our admissions group or inquiry counter, and then we will actually talk to you on the live text chat available from the platform. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.